The day I gave birth, my husband signed over our house to his mother without telling me. As I lay in the hospital bed, she stood over me and whispered, "Get out of my son's home." That evening, they returned from their celebration to find my bags packed and a lawyer waiting in their living room. I, 35 female, had just given birth to my first child, a baby boy. After 36 hours of labor. No epidural because I reacted badly to the meds. I was swollen, exhausted, bleeding, stitched up. My entire body was screaming. But I was proud. I had done it. I brought my son into the world. My husband, Derek, 38 male, had disappeared halfway through the labor. At first, the nurses thought he'd just stepped out to get food or maybe got overwhelmed. I told myself the same thing. But then hours passed. My mother stayed by my side. She held my hand while I pushed. She cut the cord. Derek didn't answer his phone. No texts. Nothing. He finally came back 3 hours after the baby was born. Hair freshly washed. New clothes. Shaved. Smelled like cologne. Not a trace of the man who had been in a labor room hours earlier. I looked at him and asked, "Where were you?" He smiled, kissed me on the forehead, and said, "Just ran home to clean up. Figured you'd be sleeping after." I was too tired to argue. Too drained to push. So I let it go. The next visitor to the hospital room wasn't my sister. Not a friend. Not even his dad. It was his mother. Let's call her Marcia. Because of course it's Marcia. She walked into the room like she owned the place. Didn't even look at me. Walked right over to the baby in the bassinet, peeked in and said, "He looks like Derek." Thank God. Then she turned to me with that same fake smile she always wore and leaned in. I thought she was going to say something kind. Or maybe pretend to care. But instead, she whispered, "Start packing. You need to be out of my son's house by this weekend." I laughed because I thought it was some weird postpartum joke. She didn't laugh. She smirked. Then she said, "Derek signed the house over to me this morning. It's mine now. And I don't want you in it." I was hooked up to N4, bleeding into a diaper, barely able to sit up. I hadn't even held my baby for more than an hour. And this woman was standing over me claiming she now owned my house. The house my aunt left me. The one I grew up in. The one I fought to keep in the family after she died from pancreatic cancer. Technically, when Derek and I got married, we refinanced to remodel. His name went on the new paperwork for loan purposes. But I never gave up my rights. My name was still on the original deed from the trust. Marcia had no way of knowing that. She walked out of the room like she'd just handed me a birthday card. Just turned and left. I sat there staring at the wall, trying to understand what just happened. My mom was furious. She asked me what was wrong. I couldn't get the words out. My whole chest felt like it had collapsed. I finally whispered it. Derek gave the house to his mom. She didn't believe me at first. I didn't either. But I knew Marcia wasn't bluffing. She was cruel. Petty.